It sure feels good to be back, guys. And the crazy thing is, I was on vacation, as many of you know, the last week to 10 days. The market ripped the entire time. You know, you're on vacation, you're spending all this money. It's a beautiful thing when the market is going bananas on vacation. It's like, oh, you know, you're spending all this money here, but your stocks are going up, mitigating a little bit of, you know, the costs, right? So what a last 10 days it's been. It's been unbelievable in these markets, as obviously we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're pretty much out of the tunnel now when it comes to the Middle East. We're getting news of, you know, a Lebanon ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz is open now. Yeah, the U.S. blockade still there. We'll cover that here in this video. But man, stocks are going nuts. Q's hitting all-time highs. The Russell's hitting all-time highs. S&P's hitting all-time highs today. The Dow isn't yet, but we're probably going to get there at some point next week at, you know, by the looks of it, right? So we have a lot to cover. What's going on in the Middle East? Stocks I'm looking at, you know, charts in general, what's been going on, as clearly we haven't made content really over the last 10 days. I mean, yeah, here and there, a couple of videos, but yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back to the regular scheduled program, you know, so let's get into it. Guys, hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you guys want to keep up with more content, and join the Patreon if you want to see how I'm managing my money, all the stocks I was buying when the market tanked, how I'm managing it now, as clearly we're, you know, we're screaming pretty overbought on the RSI as stocks are going nuts, right? Everything's on Patreon, and there's also a private Discord if you're interested. A link down below, pinned in the comments. And now let's just get into it, man. So again, all-time highs are being hit across the board, and this is after we got some big news regarding a Lebanon ceasefire, or not a truce rather. Let's just dive right into that before we dive into stocks, the charts I'm looking at, all that. So you can see here, straight from New York, the New York Times, Iran war live updates. Tehran declares strait open after Lebanon truce, but Trump says the U.S. blockade on Iran is continuing, which is, you know, that is bringing up a little bit of uncertainty, but clearly the market is looking past that, you know. Obviously, it's clearly looking past that, but that is something worth monitoring over the next couple of days here. But essentially, guys, Iran's foreign minister said on Friday today that the Strait of Hormuz was completely open for all commercial ships after the ceasefire in Lebanon. And President Trump said, again, a U.S. blockade of Iranian ports would continue until a complete peace deal, you know, is reached, right? And Mr. Trump said on yesterday, that in-person U.S.-Iran talks could occur this weekend, right? And if we get, you know, more of a complete peace deal, as Trump's saying, over this weekend, even though stocks are overbought on the RSI, we'll dive more into that, it could send the market up even further, right? It could. That's the reality. Even higher than what we've been seeing here. So if we come down a little bit more regarding this U.S. blockade of Iran, Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is completely open, right? And we can see oil prices tanked after this. Let's see a little bit more on, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Later, after Trump tweeted, Iran has just announced that the Strait of Iran is fully open and ready for full passage. Trump after that said that the U.S. blockade of Iranian ships leaving the strait, which began on Monday, would remain in place. So it's not like we're taking all these ships out, removing that, I guess, not negotiation ship, but we need a little leverage there, if you will. So I kind of get why we're leaving those ships there, the U.S. blockade. I guess pulling those out now wouldn't be the smartest thing from the U.S.'s perspective in the short term, at least, which is why I guess the market is looking past it a little bit. It's like it's a bit of a negotiation, or not a negotiation tactic, but a leverage tactic in the short term. But we can see Iran said this week it would retaliate against shipping in the Middle East in response to the blockade. But the statements that the waterway is now open raised hopes in markets. And again, we're seeing we're looking past that a bit right now, but that's still a point. It's still a point of uncertainty to keep an eye on moving forward here. But either way, oil prices are tanking. Brent crude oil, MWTI, they are falling through the floor. We'll cover that more here in a minute when we take a look at the charts. And if we come down here a little bit more, this actually was interesting. This visual here on New York Times, it shows before the war, the Strait of Hormuz. And after the Iran retaliation, you can see just how many ships were going through before and obviously during or after the Iranian retaliation. And looking here at these tweets quickly here, guys, we can see, again, Trump said essentially this is what set the market, to explode earlier this morning. Trump said Iran has just announced that the Strait of Iran is fully opened, right? You can see right here. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. All these freaking ads on Truth Social, guys. I think it's because I don't have an account. I'm not planning on making one either. But he said Iran has just announced that the Strait of Iran is fully open and ready for full passage. And if we come up here a little more, the Strait of Hormuz is completely open and ready for business and full passage, he said in another tweet. Excuse me, guys. I think I might be getting a little cold after this vacation. Or maybe it's the change of climate here, the allergies. I don't know what's going on. But he said, but the naval blockade will remain in full force and effect as it pertains to Iran only until such time as our transaction with Iran is 100% complete. He said this process should go very quickly and that most of the points are already negotiated. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. So again, it's a leverage tactic. It's I guess a negotiation tactic, however you want to say it, having the blockade, right? Until we get that full peace deal, which could happen this weekend. You know what I mean? We're seeing potentially in-person talks between the U.S. and Iran. We'll see if that occurs, how that goes. Markets are liking it. That's the point. We're at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing it. It's like we've came down the entire tunnel. We've walked through the entire tunnel. Now we're right at the edge. We're seeing the daylight, the sky. That's where we are now. And if things go well over this weekend, yeah, I think we're going to go even higher in the market in the short term. But with that being said, pullbacks, consolidation is going to be coming here shortly, in my opinion. We'll cover that more in a second. And we can see what else did Trump say? Thank you to Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar for the great bravery and help. Blah, blah, blah. Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all sea mines. He said, again, this deal is not tied in any way to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again. I'm sure you will, Mr. President Donald Trump. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, this in a nutshell is what's moving the market, which you guys, I'm sure all of you have heard of this by now, but man, it's a great Friday. It's a great way to wrap up the week here, heading into, again, this weekend where we might get these in-person talks. And if we get that complete peace deal, which I don't know, we'll see, markets could go up even more. And look, it's obvious that we're overbought. I mean, I said that earlier in the video, in the middle of the video. We are overbought in the short term. RSI's at 80 on SPY. On the Qs, it's at, where's it at? 80 as well. But the point is, man, this is what the market's been waiting for. Oil's coming down significantly. Brent's at 90 a barrel, down 9% on the day. Crude, WTI crude is down, 9-10%. It's at 82 a barrel. So this is what the market's been waiting for. The Strait to open almost fully, right? Oil prices to go down. More certainty. We're pretty much getting all that right now. This is what the market has been waiting for. And if you think about it, stocks were chopping around sideways for months. I mean, if you look at SPY, yeah, it saw a big, not even a big sell-off, but it saw a sell-off from 700, 695 down to about 630, right? 8, 9, 10%. but it was flat. It was sideways for months before that. So some people are like, oh, this move in the market is unsustainable. I couldn't disagree more. I mean, guys, we were sideways from literally September, August, September, up to now. And newsflash, it's April. It's almost May. We're talking 6, 7, 8 months now. Stocks were flat almost, right? Now we're seeing it take off. And yeah, I think this, again, goes higher potentially next week. Yeah, I think we're going to see some consolidation, maybe some sideways trading, maybe even a pullback. But overall, this could be the start of an overall breakout, the start of a breakout, in my opinion, because again, it's been months of consolidation, 6, 7, 8 months. We're not talking 3, 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. We're talking 8 months almost. So, yeah, I think SPY now is finally starting to break through. I think we go higher, but obviously we don't go up in a straight line. That's not realistic. We're going to get these pullbacks, the consolidation, the this, the that, but this is a great sign overall that we're breaking out. We're breaking out. And the fact that we're seeing it cleanly break 700. SPY, we're at 710 now. That's a great sign that this could go to 750 maybe, right? Maybe not in the next month. I'm not saying in the next month, but by the end of the year, who knows? Maybe 750. Maybe it goes, even if it goes 730, 40, whatever. You know, it's been a long time coming. That's my point. And you can see it here on the Qs as well. The Qs were pretty flat. What, since August? Yeah, September. Now we're finally we're just peeking through, guys. People saying excuse me, guys, and I'm not editing this video, so I apologize, but people saying that, oh, you know, it's exhausted, the move's over. I think it's just getting started, man. I think the fact that we're taking out 635 cleanly on the Q, 700 cleanly on SPY, that's going to trigger even more upside, right? Coupled with, again, oil coming down aggressively. We're at the end of the tunnel now. Things are pretty much, it looks like they're going to wrap up, right, pretty soon here. Yeah, this is great news. Great news overall. And look at some of these stocks that we were buying, calling out during the entire drop. Micron's now at 460. I think it hit 470 in the pre-market. Micron's ripping. I mean, we were buying this all down here. I think my lowest buy was 326 on Micron. Tesla is going bananas. It's at 400 again. We were buying Tesla at, I think my lowest was 360. I added it. Or actually, no, 340, 345. No joke. I was going to buy more at 360. I didn't. It's all good, but Tesla's now breaking 400. Obviously, you guys know Amazon. I was pounding the table on Amazon at 200, 205. My lowest buy was at 196 or 198 roughly after earnings. So Amazon, that's been a long time coming. I told you guys when oil comes down, that's a major headwind for the stock in the short term. But when the price of oil comes down, Amazon's going to go ape, you know what, ape, S-H-I-T. We can't cuss on the YouTube channel, guys, but that's exactly what's happening. Amazon's ripping. Nvidia, another one, back over 200. It's, I don't want to say it's too easy or it's almost too easy. Nothing's easy, but if you can control your emotions during sell-offs, during times of panic, if you can control your emotions, focus on the fundamentals, cut the noise out, which I was saying this before I went on vacation when stocks were almost at the bottom, right? You're gonna come out ahead. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Now, if you're buying crappy stocks, crappy companies, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but if you focus on strong ones, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be all right. And look, man, Nvidia got down to 160. It's at 200 now. Tesla got down to 340, right? Micron, 320. I mean, these were prices that I just couldn't pass up, and I'm glad I bought in. And I've been holding a lot of these stocks for a while, and it's been a long time coming, like I've been saying throughout this video. So there you have it. There you have it, guys. What do you think? It's been a crazy Friday so far. What a day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I need some tea or maybe some some water. I don't know. I'm feeling a little, I got a little cold going on, or it's not even a cold. I feel like these allergies are just whooping my butt right now. So yeah, I'm going to go get some tea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash the like button, subscribe, follow along for more. Join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my private Discord, right? We just hit a major milestone in that Patreon portfolio, guys, which I started I think like 2-3 years ago now. It's been a little bit, but we just hit 100K in that portfolio. We blasted through it on this rebound. Now it's at like 120K. It's, I mean, that when you hit 100K in a portfolio, I'm sure you guys, I mean, look, I've been investing for 10, 15 years now, but I started this portfolio to show you guys when you hit 100,000 in a portfolio, that's the hardest. 0 to 100K. It's hard, right? But once you hit that over 100K, it almost seems like it gets on steroids, your portfolio. It accelerates more. And yeah, that's what's happening now in the Patreon portfolio, guys. We blasted through 100K like a week ago. Not even, I feel like. And now we're pushing $120,000 in there. So yeah, man, check it out if you want. No pressure, obviously. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.